Hey guys, welcome back to Honey Money SG, and this is the official November 2021 BTO analysis where I'll go through the unit types, site map and loan financing for you so that you don't have to. This time round, we are reviewing the Hougang Estate BTO, and if you have not checked out my Hougang site analysis yet, do check them out in this link over here where I'll go through the location map as well. So with all that said, let's cut to the chase and go to the official BTO review. Let's go. Okay folks, welcome to the Hougang BTO November 2021. Now there are two projects for this Hougang site, and let's start off with Hougang Olive first. So Hougang Olive is bounded by Hougang Avenue 3, 12 and 13, and it comprises of 4 residential blocks, and they only have 4-room and 5-room units, right? But let's take a look at the details first. So estimated completion date first quarter 2025, estimated waiting time of around 33 months, so that's about 4 years, right? And selection period Jan to Sep 2022. 4-room we have 206 units, 5-room we have 184 units, total number of 390 units. Now town map I have already gone through in my earlier Hougang video, so do take a look at that. Let us go to the site plan and the artist impression first. So let's take a look at how your BTO will look like. This is for Hougang Olive. You can see that they have like different shades, right? On the top it's more like a light green color, and then in the middle is more like a light blue color, and then in the bottom it's more like a pale yellow. So kind of pastel colors, right? So like 3-layer milk tea, you have 3 color on this project. So this is the internal area leading to the multi-story car park, I believe. So this is probably where your garden is, your fitness stations and your children's playground is at. Now let's take a look at the site plan proper and see what are the facilities available in Hougang Olive. So we have children's playground, adult fitness station, elderly fitness station, pavilion and drop-off porch. We have a childcare center at number 6. So let's take a look at where is number 6 on the map, right? And number 6 is over here. This is the multi-story car park. So usually your childcare centers are located in the first story of the multi-story car park. So that's where your childcare center will be at. And these are your residential blocks. We have 4 residential blocks. Total number of stories being 12 stories. So not a very tall building, right? And that's probably because the existing Paya Lebar airbase is nearby. So with the airbase nearby, we have height restrictions on the buildings, and that's why your number of stories is only 12. And we have a distribution of 4-room and 5-room flats spread across 4 residential blocks, 175AB and 176AB. So let's take a look at some of the residential blocks, right? So you can see here, we have a site reserved for health and medical care. So you will have a medical facility right here within the Hougang Olive project. And just talk a bit about the parameters of Hougang Olive, right? We have a possible future bus bay and shelter here, which is possible only. They have not decided whether they want to build it. But remember in my earlier video, I talked about HDB probably will liaise with Ministry of Transport to build like a bus bay or bus stop here to facilitate residents across Hougang Citrine, Hougang Olive and the Tanjong Tree Residences, right? Because this is a new BTO site. So over here at the south is your existing public housing, which is Hougang Citrine, which I covered in my earlier BTO review video in August, right? So Hougang Olive is actually just north of Hougang Citrine. That's why it won't have an unblocked view unlike Hougang Citrine. Even if you're buying a south-facing units, you will just be facing Hougang Citrine over here. And most of the units are either facing north or south, right? Other than stack 117, this is facing the west. And you know, facing the west will get a west sun, so that's not so ideal anyway. So other than stack 117 and also stack 133, which are both west-facing units, almost all your other units are actually in the north or south facing orientation. So you all won't have problems of the west sun, right? Because west sun will actually heat up your walls during the evening time. And you will require stronger air conditioning to keep your whole house cool. Now for this Hougang Olive, there isn't a lot to talk about. The unit density is around 8 units to 10 units per floor, right? So you will experience like 9 other neighbors on the same floor as you. So that's just something that you want to think about. But if you were to ask me for my favorite orientation of this site, right, I would say there's no favorite orientation because none of it is really ideal. If you're facing the south, you're going to face Hougang Citrine. If you're facing the west, you'll get West Sun. If you're facing the north, there is already existing public housing in the Lorong Asu area. So whichever direction you choose, actually not important. Most important, you get a queue number first. Okay, I won't talk about the rubbish chute already because most of the time, your refuse chute are not near your units anyway, so you won't have a problem of those pests or insects crawling out from these refuse chutes. Now let's scroll down and talk about the price plan, right? Because we want to know how much it costs us. So for the 4-room flat, it is internal floor area of 92 square meters with a price range of 308 to 377,000 Singapore dollars. If you look at existing flats, it's between 460 to 560, so that's a slight discount, right? And let's take a look at the 4-room floor plan for Hougang Olive. Now this is a very typical 4-room layout already, nothing much that I could talk about it. It's a L-shaped living room and dining area with a common walkway here. Now we have 1 main bedroom and 2 common bedrooms, so the main bedroom will have a toilet attached to it, while the common toilet is along the common walkway. Kitchen in a rectangular shape, and service yard is partitioned by a wall and a door. Now this is a most standard layout already, nothing interesting. Let's go on to the 5-room and see what is interesting there, right? So 5-room internal floor area 110, price range between 416 to 488,000 Singapore dollars. Existing resale flat price is around 525 to 560,000 Singapore dollars, and they are slightly larger as well at 123 square meters. Now take a look at the 5-room floor plan. This is also the very standard one. There's nothing interesting here. So once you enter from the entrance, you have a very enlarged living and dining area with a suggested study which you can corner off or partition it. And then your kitchen is really much smaller, right? Because the additional space is actually put to this bar top table area. Usually 5-room kitchens in the past are really large, but now they are getting smaller and smaller because HDB think that people don't cook anymore at home, which may not be true, depending on what you think. Okay, likewise, they only have 3 bedrooms, one being the main bedroom with an attached toilet, and then the other toilet is along the common walkway. So that's about it for the Hougang Olive 5-room. And with that, let's go on to the second project, which is Tanjong Tree Residences at Hougang. This is the November 2021 BTO for Hougang as well. Now, estimated completion date 2nd quarter 2026. Estimated waiting time 47 months. So that's like 4 years, which is slightly longer than Hougang Olive, right? So that's 1 year later than Hougang Olive if we want to consider this. Now, 4-room units, we have 172 units. 5-room, we have 128 units. Total of 300 units. Okay, likewise, let's go on to the site plan with the artist's impression first. So this is how Tanjong Tree Residences will look like. It is in a brown color scheme. So you have 2 shades of brown, one in the darker form and one in the lighter form, which is the window bay area. And this is the internal area of Tanjong Tree Residences. You can see this is much more vibrant. We have much more facilities. The children playground looks nicer from this picture, right? And let's move on to the site plan. Okay, let's take a look at what are the facilities first. So as usual, we have some children's playground, fitness stations, pavilion and drop-off porch. We have childcare center as well at number 7. We do have a future amenity and facility at 1st story that is not confirmed yet. So we take a look at where's the childcare center here. Childcare center is located at number 7 here, which is under the multi-story car park, I believe. So if you remember just now at the perimeter, this side on the east is actually your Hougang Olive site, and this side in the southeast is your Hougang Citrine site. So this Tanjong Tree Residences is actually just right opposite the Hougang Olive project, and there are already existing private housing on the west of Tanjong Tree Residences. Take note that there will be a site reserved for future high-rise residential development facing the south. So if you are considering south-facing units of Tanjong Tree Residences, then you need to take note of this future high-rise development that may block your view. Meanwhile, for the north-facing units, right, you actually have a slight unblocked view because you are overlooking the neighborhood park. And there's a future multi-purpose court here, so that's where people can go and organize some activities here. And it's pretty near to the nearest primary school, right? Paya Lebar Methodist Girls Primary and Secondary School. So if you're considering sending your kids there, that will be a good option. Okay, one more thing, we do have an eating house and supermarket located here within the project, right? So take a look at where are they located. They are probably located in this 2-story commercial block with roof, right? Because this is the only commercial place. So your future shops will be located in this building. And that's good because it blocks off some of the noise from the main road leading to Hougang Avenue Run, right? But it's good that HDB is considering having an eating house and supermarket. Otherwise, we have to walk really far or take a bus to the nearest neighborhood to get all our daily necessities like food and groceries. So regarding number of blocks, we have 4 number of residential blocks. Highest floor is only at 12 as usual, and then there's an angled design for 182 A and B. So we have 172 4 rooms and 128 5-room flats. If we were to look at this, I think the best orientation for this 4-room and 5-room flats is actually facing the north, right? Because facing the north, at least you have some partial unblocked view of the neighborhood park. So you can look at some greens, look at your children playing at the park and the playground and call them to come back for dinner when the time is up. But if you're buying the south-facing units, then you probably have to factor in that your site is reserved for future high-rise residential development. I don't know how close that will be, but that is anyone's guess. Let's take a look at the price, starting with the 4-room flats. Internal floor area 92 square meters to 95 square meters, and this is exciting, right? Because you know something is coming. Now, price between 318 to 389,000 Singapore dollars. So that's just slightly above Hougang Olive, right? And we take a look at why. Now, this time we have 2 kind of layouts. I'll go through layout number 1 first. So layout number 1 is the typical 4-room layout, this time with the household shelter along the common walkway. Likewise, we have 3 bedrooms and 1 being the main bedroom with an ensuite toilet. Kitchen is right at the entrance with the door facing the main entrance, so there isn't an opportunity to create an open kitchen concept if you want it. But let's take a look at the next layout, right? Because I think this will be the interesting one that everyone is looking for. And that is the balcony, right? This is to account for the additional space. So this time the internal floor area is 3 square meters larger at 95 square meters. So once you enter from the main entrance, the kitchen is actually the same. The rest of the layouts like the bedrooms and the main bedroom, common toilets and master toilet is actually the same. Likewise for the household shelter. But you have an additional space for the balcony, so you can do some gardening, you can put some furniture and coffee table for your morning sessions and read newspaper like a retiree life, which some of you may really like, right? But I can't comment on that. So let's go on to the 5-room flats. 5-room wise, we have 110 square meters to 113 square meters. So that's the difference again, probably in the balcony as well. So price between 419 to 495,000 Singapore dollars. And let's take a look. This time we have 3 layouts. 3 layouts, people. Let's get ready for this. So first one with 110 square meters and an aircon ledge. So once you enter from the entrance, kitchen is quite far on your left, and then you have your suggested study, which enlarges the living and dining room to a big squarish layout shape that really facilitates how you can put your home appliances and furniture. Now you have this very long common walkway as usual for 5-room flats with 3 bedrooms, one being the larger main bedroom with an ensuite toilet and the common toilet with the household shelter at the side. Now that's not exciting. Let's go on to layout 2 and see what are the exciting stuff. Okay, straight away we can see the balcony over here for the 5-room flats. So suggested study in the living and dining area again. You could partition this off if you want to set up a separate work area. But other than that, most of those things remain the same. We have household shelter along the walkway, 3 bedrooms, 1 being main bedroom, and the kitchen is rather small for this 5-room flat. Okay, let's move on to the third layout for this Tanjong Tree Residences. This time, something a bit different already. Once you enter from the main entrance, you notice that your kitchen, this time, is different. You have a U-shaped kitchen now with a window here, and then your service yard is somewhere along here, which is a brand new layout. I never seen this kind of layout before. Now your kitchen can be fully U-shaped, and you also have a window for ventilation if you want to do heavy cooking. But this also means that you don't have an open concept kitchen lah. But it's good, right? Because it can separate the heavy fumes to the living room. Also, it comes with the balcony as well. If you like the balcony, really consider Tanjong Tree Residences. The rest are the same. I won't go through them again. So all these 3 layouts actually are quite different depending on what you prefer. Definitely the one with 110 square meters with no balcony would be the cheapest option. If you're someone who don't need a balcony, then I say just go for this for the 5-room and the 4-room flats. But if you're someone who really likes the balcony, then the difference between layout 2 and layout 3 is really the kitchen shape, right? Depending on which kitchen shape you like. Personally, I would prefer the second layout because I could extend my kitchen all the way to the service yard by hacking away the walls and the doors after getting HDB approval, of course. I felt that maybe layout 3 is kind of weird because this creates like a corner shaped kitchen, which is not ideal if you want to put stuff and expand it. So that's just my own sharing of my personal thoughts. You all don't have to follow me, just think for your own. Okay, and the other reason why Tanjong Tree Residences is more expensive is because this time they are using the PPVC method method again. So what is the PPVC method? It's called the prefabricated, pre-finished volumetric construction method, which means it will come with all the finishing like floor furnishings, floor tiles, wall tiles, internal doors, sanitary fittings, wash basin with tap mixer, shower set, and all that stuff. So all this comes with the flat. You don't have to pay additional. It's already included in your purchase price. So there's no optional component scheme as well, because this is already non-optional. But you don't have to worry too much lah. But if you are someone who want to design your custom flat and do all the furnishing yourself, then you may not want to consider Tanjong Tree Residences, because all this it has already been decided by HDB. Meanwhile, that's the same for Hougang Olive as well, right? Because all these finishings are non-optional, so you cannot choose as well. There is no optional component scheme for these two Hougang projects. So that's just something you want to consider if you're applying for the Hougang BTO project this time round. So with that, let me take you through my calculation for the loan financing again. This is what most people come from, right? So this is just a very simple Excel table I done up to show you how you can afford your Hougang BTO projects. So on the top, I have Hougang Olive. On the bottom, I have Tanjong Tree Residences. Basically, I populated the minimum price and the maximum price for each of the projects according to their flat size, right? 4-room or 5-room. And then I got the median price, which is the median of the two, min and max. And then after getting the median price, you all know that you all need to pay 10% down payment, right? Then after the 10% down payment, you'll be left with 90% of the balance payment that you need to loan. And for this example, we are going to use the Tanjong Tree Residences 5-room flat. So Tanjong Tree Residences median price will be 457,000 Singapore dollars. After paying the 10% down payment, you will be left with 411,000 that you need to go and loan. So let's assume that you go and take loan with HDB and you pay with your CPF OA, right? How much is the monthly installment? So very simple, we take 411,000, we go to HDB calculator, put in 411,000. Repayment period, the max is 25 years. CPF OA loan rate is 2.6%. Click accept. It will calculate for you. Your monthly installment amount is $1,865 in Singapore dollars that you need to actually afford this flat without any cash top up. Okay, why I say that is because you all know that monthly you all contribute CPF to your ordinary account. Your employer also contribute, right? So 23% of your monthly income actually goes to the CPF OA. And if we take 1,865 divide by 0.23 or 23%, you'll get your monthly income to be $8,100 in order to comfortably afford a 5-room Tanjong Tree Residences flat without any cash top up. Note that this 8,100 is the combined income between you and your partner. So as long as you and your partner can come up with $8,100 per month of income, then you all can comfortably afford this flat, in my opinion. Now let's say if you are a commission employee or you are expecting huge bonuses at the end of the year, then your combined income just need to take 12 times 8.1k, comes up to a total of around 97,000 Singapore dollars, which you can comfortably afford a 5-room Tanjong Tree Residences. So look at this table, whether your income is enough to afford the Hougang Olive or the Tanjong Tree Residences, and make sure what you're buying is within your budget without too much financial constraints. Of course, this calculation is excluding any government grants, any subsidies, any taxes, buyer's stamp duties, or additional fees that may be borne during your purchase. So just take this as a guideline and not the official holy calculation, right? Because I'm just doing a very simplistic one over here. But if you have found value from my sharing of both the loan financing as well as going through all the site plan and details of your Hougang BTO flat, right, do help me comment a thank you in the comment section below. I'll greatly appreciate it, and let's get back to the video. Alright, welcome back. So I hope that you have gained some value and learned more about your BTO site project. And here are the subscription rates as of today's end date. If you have found value from this analysis, do remember to give a like at the bottom of the video. It just takes 1 second of your time, and it will be better if you subscribe to the channel, and will be best if you share it to your friends as well. Also remember to join our Honey Money SG Telegram group where we go through such project details as well. My name is Christopher. This is Honey Money SG, steering young adults to financial independence.